Today we're visiting Death Railway. For this trip I booked a small tour and will be joined by some fellow tourists across Bangkok. Today we're visiting Death Railway, or the Siam-Burma Railway. It's a 415-kilometer railway connecting Thailand to Myanmar, built by the Japanese during World War II. But first up, coffee. This is our ride for the day. Wow, that's a strong coffee. Can you believe they're constructing even more in Bangkok? I think this is an extension to the train line. First up, we're visiting the Thailand-Burma Railway Centre and Museum. The museum is funded by an Australian named Rod Beatty. He's an expert in the Thai-Burma Railway history. The building was formerly a Japanese army headquarters constructed by prisoners of war. I wasn't allowed to film inside the museum, but it shows horrific scenes of living conditions of the prisoners, with up to 28 men per tent, packed like sardines. We're now headed to the next stop to catch a train. But not this one, it's definitely out of service. This area of Thailand is called Kanchanaburi and borders with Myanmar. We've made it to the bridge on the River Kwai. Construction of this railway is a historical event that took place during World War II. Many of you already know or have heard of this, maybe from the novel or the movie. Thailand became allies with Japan and therefore supported the railway. In 1943, the Japanese command ordered rapid completion of the railway. They called this the Speedo period. This railway should have taken 10 years to build, but it was actually completed within 17 months. Okay, we've made it to the bridge. The bridge was bombed and damaged during the war, but renovated in 1946 by the Thai government. You can walk down the bridge to take a look, and the train passes through a few times a day, although the schedule is a little flaky. Interestingly, the river wasn't originally named Kwai. The French author Pierre Boulle named it Kwai in his novel, and Thailand changed the name. It was originally called the Mekong River. Oh, this is scary as hell. I definitely don't recommend getting stuck on the side like that. That was super scary. Now I'm headed to the station to wait for my train. course, there are clothing and souvenir stores here. And we're off. I didn't notice that bomb before. The railway was originally constructed to transport cargo to India, and it was deemed less risky than travelling by sea as Japan continued to move west. The views from the train are stunning. So, what do you think of the train? Crazy, right? The tour guide just offered to buy me some donuts. Apparently they're great, so I can't wait. Donut time! So good! And that was a delicious donut. It's cool seeing the train bend around the corners like this. You don't usually get to see this. Well, you're not usually hanging out of the window either. This area is called Tamrasai. We have a cave here and also Death Bridge. Alright, we've made it to a cave. Let's take a look. The shrine is really pretty. I think people come here to pray and then buy a lottery ticket because there's a man selling tickets outside. Actually, you often see that at temples and shrines in Thailand. There's always a lottery ticket salesperson outside. Alright, through this little tunnel. POWs used to rest here while building the bridge. Yeah, I'm just looking for bats. Okay, we didn't see any bats. Because I like to live dangerously. I'm not sure how old that plank of wood was, but I thought I was going under. The prisoners of war consumed up to 2,000 calories per day, which really isn't much when you consider the 12-hour shifts of intensive manual labour. The food often arrived rotten, and the Japanese soldiers would bury it to prevent poisoning the workforce and effectively slowing down progress. This is the railway that we've just come across in the train. It doesn't feel so bad walking on it. Coming over in the train, you couldn't see the track. It felt super sketchy. Alright, time to head back. Considering it's called Death Bridge, it would be great if others were more caring and didn't force me to walk on edge, but it's okay, I survived. Check out these balancing skills. You know, I'm just here to entertain. This is usually where I fall flat on my face. And of course, more souvenir stalls. No, thank you. So what did you think of the cave and the railway? Pretty cool, huh? Although a sad history. So they're selling these t-shirts here for what costs maybe $3. Pure cotton. Kind of a bargain. hat stores. And there's the minibus, such great service. Alright, lunchtime. Lunch was a buffet with a selection of Thai and Western food, including fried rice, pad thai, coconut curry, and spaghetti. The spicy chicken was my favourite. The restaurant was in the countryside, surrounded by nature. Here we have Hellfire Pass. Hellfire Pass is also called the Konyu Cutting.
You're lucky last week was a lot of hairy caterpillar.
Hairy caterpillars, eh? I'm sure the POWs had worse. Hellfire Pass is known for having horrific living conditions and heavy loss of life suffered by the labourers during the war. The passage through this mountain was dug using rudimentary tools, one guy holding the chisel and another holding the hammer. Once a hole was big enough, they would use dynamite to create larger openings. So this is the Hellfire Pass, dug out by prisoners of war. I think for many of us it's difficult to comprehend that this actually happened. Thank you so much. I needed this. It's an ice mocha and only cost $1. Okay, we're about to jump back into the minibus and then the final stop is the cemetery. I'll see you there. I've just arrived at the Kanchanaburi War Cemetery, and it's pretty shocking. The cemetery is a resting place of over 7,000 POWs. Here we have the graves of the prisoners of war who helped to build the Death Railway. If you have an ancestor who sadly died whilst building the railway, the Research Centre will help you find their information as well as locate where they are buried. Poor diet, starvation, exhaustion and terrible hygiene contributed to the death of the POWs, but many died from disease or illness due to lack of medical supplies. After the war, Thailand's biggest support came from Australia, who helped to establish a peace treaty and provided financial assistance for post-war reconstruction. And just like that, we're back into the chaos that is Bangkok. What did you think of today? I particularly enjoyed all of the history and finding out about the prisoners of war. My favourite part, aside from the history, was probably the train and the donuts. So it's getting pretty late here. I'm going to grab some room service and I'll see you tomorrow when I'm doing something. I can't remember what, but I'll see you then.
I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. 'Cause I can't move on till I let go.